In this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about 20 unwritten rules about wealth. Let's jump straight into it. And I'm going to kind of flow through some of these because 20 is a lot. And I don't want to spend too much time on any one of these because I will start to roll. And the last thing I want to do is spend 5 minutes on just one of these. And then, we're 30 minutes into a video. So, number one, money flows to clarity. If you don't know what you want or offer, neither will your bank account. Clear value equals clear income. What are you trying to accomplish? What's the end goal? Number two, wealth is quiet, rich is loud. True wealthy people don't feel the need to show it off. It's not a status symbol, right? Flashiness often hides insecurity or new money. Number three, your network is your net worth. Wealth isn't just about money. It's about access, leverage, and the right relationships. Your network will allow you to increase your net worth, and your net worth should be a direct reflection of your network. It should be, those two things should match. Most of the time they do, which is why you could probably take your income and average it around the people that you hang out with now, and you're probably the median between, or the average between those people. Number four, time over money. Rich people trade time for money. Wealthy people buy back their time with the money. So here you have rich people out in the world, doctors, lawyers, plastic surgeons, these different people. All these people make good money. However, right now, as I film this video, they're probably at their job. Where a wealthy person, not only do they have the money of a plastic surgeon, a lawyer, a doctor, they've also bought back their time. So that way, if they don't show up to work, or if they aren't physically doing the thing that makes them money, they still create money passively. Number five, your habits create your ceiling. How you do the small things compound into how you do the big things. Discipline builds dividends. How you do the small things is exactly how you do the big things. I remember being in sports, my coach would always say, you practice the way you play. You play the way you practice. And this is no difference. Your small habits that you have, based on those small habits, you can probably determine how you do the big habits. Number six, money is emotional. You will never master money if you don't master your emotions. Fear, greed, guilt, shame, anxiety, depression, these different things. You have to master this before you can master that. That's why whenever people make money, it just exposes who they actually are as a person. Money is just a magnifier of who you already are. And so if you don't master these things now, when you do make money, or if you do make money, because you probably won't if you don't master these things, if you do make the money, it'll just amplify all the things that you still deal with. Number seven, wealth is a long game. Get rich quick mindsets repel lasting wealth. True wealth is built decade by decade, not month by month or day by day or week by week. True wealth takes time to build. You're not gonna, this is stuff that you just do in 60 days. That's why you don't watch, I don't have any videos that's like, get rich quick, do this in 30 days. Like, it doesn't work that way. You can start building a business that'll create you wealth in 30 days, but it won't actually create the wealth in 30 days, if that makes sense, right? Number nine, don't save what's left after spending. Instead, spend what's left after saving and investing. Prioritize the future over the fleeting. Most people, what they do is they have income, they have expenses, and then they have what I'm going to spend this weekend, right? That money that you are supposed to spend this weekend is probably 99% of the time the money that you should be investing and saving. That's why there's no money in your savings account, because you're spending it on stuff rather than investing and saving, right? So add your savings and investing into your expenses and make that an automatic recurring thing that you do week to week or bi-weekly or monthly or however you get paid. And then now after that, once that's included in the expenses and once you have your income, then you can start taking some of that extra money and start spending it. Number nine, money flees chaos. Disorganization, poor planning, and emotional decisions will push wealth away. I've kind of already talked about this. You won't be organized if you don't have a goal or a vision on what you're trying to accomplish with your money, which means you also won't plan correctly. And if you don't plan correctly, if you don't have a goal, you're going to make emotional decisions because there's nothing keeping you on track. It's like, again, I say this all the time. If you're going on vacation and you haven't organized a plan on where you're going or what you're doing when you get there, you're going to get there. You're just going to start spending money on stupid stuff because you don't have a plan. There is no purpose. You don't have a time when you got to be there, when you got to leave. And so the whole vacation is going to be just up in the air. And that's how you're running your life. That's how you're running your finances. And that's not a good thing to do. Number 10, wealth is built in the boring. Consistency, not excitement, builds empires. Automated systems, long-term investing, discipline. The best thing that you can do for this one, for number 10, wealth is boring, is build automated systems. Stop trying to do it with discipline. Stop trying to do it on willpower. Go create systems so that way you don't have to do it yourself, right? You shouldn't be having panic attacks when you have to save. When you get your check, you shouldn't be having to think about, oh my God, I got to figure out blah, 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 blah. The money should already be gone. When the check comes in, the money should automatically be going to a savings account and going into investing. That way you don't have to physically do any thinking. You don't have to do any of the hard thoughts. It's all done for you. That's what you want to create. And that's what you want to build, not just in your finances, but across your entire life. Number 11, solve bigger problems, make bigger money. Income is directly tied to the level and scale of problems that you solve. Number 12, poor people think in cost, wealthy people think in returns. Focus on what something can yield over time, not just what it costs now. This alone is kind of like the root of where everything starts, right? Wealthy people think in terms of assets versus liabilities. Rich people and poor people think in terms of what I want now and what I want later. And maybe not even what I want later. They just want stuff right now, and it's, can I afford it or can I not afford it? It doesn't necessarily matter what it gives me or what the result of that thing is in the future. It's just right now I need the nicest car in the world. I don't necessarily care what that means in 5 years, but just give me a BMW right now. When you could have taken that same money, got maybe a car not as nice as BMW, which honestly nowadays a lot of cars that aren't BMWs are nicer than BMWs, but that's a different topic. For less money, you spend $10,000 less or $20,000 less, take that same $10,000 to $20,000 and put it into an asset, right? Or you just think long-term in general. Stop spending your money on stuff that are just liabilities that you just want because you can't control your emotions, right? Number 13, leverage beats labor. Wealthy people use capital, people, media, and systems to do the work for them. You got to find ways to create wealth that aren't tied to you doing stuff physically. You working harder doesn't equal wealth. Let me say that again. You working harder doesn't equal wealth, right? There's people who work a lot, 10, 15, 18 hours a day that are making $50,000 a year. Why? Because they think that working harder equals making more money, and it doesn't, right? You want to find a way where you can do the work once and you get paid on that work for the rest of your life. This video, for example, right now, as I film this video, there is no monetization on this video. I don't have enough subscribers. I don't have enough watch hours at this exact second to get paid on this video. 5 years from now, though, this video will bring me tens of thousands of dollars for 15 minutes of my time. That's the kind of work you want to create. I only have to do this video one time. I put it out, and then years later, forever, as long as this video stays up on YouTube, as long as YouTube is a company, I will create income on this video once my channel is monetized, right? That's the kind of wealth you want to go create. Number 14, never be the smartest in the room. Growth requires discomfort. Wealthy people pay to be in rooms that stretch them. If you are the smartest person in the room, you better be paid to be there. If not, it's all ego, and you need to go to a different room. Number 15, you can't out-earn a poverty mindset. If you don't believe you deserve wealth, you'll sabotage it every single time. and you may not even know that you're doing it. Maybe I'll do a video on how to know that you're self-sabotaging your wealth. I'll do that video tomorrow, actually. Number 16, the IRS is your business partner. Understand taxes and play the game wisely. Wealthy people don't avoid taxes, they optimize them. You have to understand taxes to be able to optimize them, to be able to understand why the IRS is your business partner. That would be a video in itself. However, you can't get rid of the IRS. So I don't care if you hate them. They don't care if you hate them. You got to use them. You got to pay them. They're part of it, right? So you got to figure out how to use the IRS to optimize your wealth, right? So you have to go learn how to actually do those different things. There's tons of videos here on YouTube that you can go watch on how to do that. Again, I'm not going to do that in this video, but highly recommend it. Number 17, information is leverage. The right knowledge can shave years off your journey. Always be learning. 1000%. If you're not growing, you're dying. Simple as that. Life is like going up and down escalator. If you stop learning, you stop reading, you stop listening to podcasts, you stop, intaking information, you're just going to go backwards. You can start to forget stuff. So highly suggest have a system put in place where you maybe read a book a week, a book every other week, a book a month, something to get you moving up that ladder or up that down escalator. Number 18, ego is expensive. The desire to look wealthy often prevents people from actually becoming wealthy. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Most people just want to look rich. They don't actually want to be rich, right? They want to look like they have money. They don't want to actually go and get the money because they don't know how. They want to look it, and they want to look the part, but they don't want to be the part, right? Number 19, simplicity scales. Complicated doesn't necessarily mean better. Wealth grows when systems and decisions are simple and repeatable. Simple scales, fancy fails. That's how you got to think about it, right? Keep things simple. The simpler things are, the more duplicatable they are. The more duplicatable they are, the more you can duplicate them, right? And the more you can duplicate them, the more the wealth compounds over time because you can just have someone else do it. If no one can do your job, you'll never get out of it. Straight up. If no one can do your job, how do you expect to get out of it? So the goal isn't to go find this super complex thing that only you can do and try to build it into something else. No, the goal is to find a problem, solve it, make the problem solving solution simple so that way other people can do it so you can create wealth. That's the goal, right? Last but not least, number 20, wealth is a responsibility. The more you have, the more accountable you become to steward, to invest, to impact. And so these right here are the 20 unwritten rules about wealth. I'm not going to go back through all of those because that was a lot. And so if this helped, hit that like button, comment below your thoughts, which one was your favorite, and hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.